So here we have some things that if you walk into like a little toy store, arts and crafts store, you'll find in Chinatown. And some bring back a lot of memories to me. Some are new. They weren't there when I was a child, when I would go to Chinatown. But here we have some Bobble Heads. They have always been there. I don't know why, but they are. And they're Bobble Heads, and they make them all different characters. So that's just something they do. The next one is their pillows and their Pokemon. And as my kids at school, like we did a whole thing on Pokemon and the inventors of Pokemon and the two Japanese men who made the character. Also worked with like Nintendo and did all these things. So Pokemon, big deal in these stores. Cats don't get it, but dressed up cats. I don't know if anybody knows, let me know. Then we have Pusheen, who we also did one of these lessons on Pusheen with my kids at school, and it's just a simple little character, but so lovable, and here Pusheen is. So dragons, big time. Dragons are a big deal in Chinatown, Chinese New Year. I think it's really neat, really colorful, and vibrant, and just, I think it's special. So dragons, here are some luck dragons right here. And then we have characters with ears on them. Don't know why, but they're a big thing too. And, but always have been for many years now. Then there's Miss Tate with a big giant box of Pocky, because my daughter also is so into Pocky. And here we were delighted to find a box that could actually satisfy Lil's hunger for Pocky. Big time box here. Hello Kitty. I will say, as a child, Hello Kitty was an awesome character for me. I felt comfortable, and I was calmed down with all my Hello Kitty stuffies, and Miss Chouch used to go to the Hello Kitty store. There was actually a Sanyo store, and it was in the Cherry Hill Mall, and I would go there and I would be so excited and beg my mother like all the time, because there really was no Asian characters, and Hello Kitty store was just like so exciting for me. I felt at home there, so I guess that's why it was so soothing. And I love this Hello Kitty shirt. It's eat, sleep, and repeat. And that sounds just like my child, Lil. With the cup of noodles, she loves noodles, she loves to eat, and she loves to sleep. So I thought this was perfect for her. And then here you can just see just like all these different snacks. And I will tell you, one of my favorite candies as a child was this rice candy, and you could actually eat the paper because it was made out of rice. So I was looking on the shelf here and I didn't see that, so I was a little disappointed in that, I will tell you. And that's about it for just an example of what you would see in a store in Chinatown.
How I feel about being an Indian woman in a predominantly white town in white America can vary from day to day and from year to year. When I was younger, the school we go to was very small, but I'd still face microaggressions with the food I ate, and that made me want to, it was sort of like internalized, I guess, racism, if you could think of it. It made me want to forget about who I was and my culture, and made me want to like suppress into like the white ideologies and like how people in America are, and like just be like my white friends sort of. Like I wanted to eat PB&Js for lunch rather than like the traditional meals my mom would make me and prepare for me. But then as I grew up, I realized that I don't have to fit in with like the normalities like the town, especially this town specifically. Even though I know there are Asians like me, and there's Heather and her family, there's also much more white people in comparison. And when I even searched up the demographic for this town, and there is 0.00% Asians, which is kind of crazy to think, and it's like a 98% white population here. So there's really no one I could relate to on these things, so I just found it in my best self to try and be who I am without caring about what other people think of like what I wear, what I eat, and how I look in comparison to them. And I've been to India about maybe I think 5 or 6 times. We had been going every year for vacation since the summer of first grade, and I was born there, but we'd constantly go back, and every time I'd always experience something new. And I liked it when I went there because it wasn't just me experiencing one culture, the culture that my parents grew me up on, because my mom's family lived up in the north of India, and it's a completely different culture than where my dad's family lived in the south. And we'd always experience both sides. I'd see like the languages change because there's hundreds of languages throughout India, and I'd see like the different ways because my mom's family lives in Mumbai, which is like the metropolitan city. I would see like the bustling city with all these different people and their unique lives, and then I'd go down south to where my dad lives in Chennai. And even though it was a city, it was a much different lifestyle. Like houses are different, the people are different, and I'd get to eat these different foods and learn about different people. And that just made me go into a deeper, like, in touch with my culture. And when I'd come back, I wouldn't be ashamed. And I realized that no one really cares after you've, like, surpassed caring about what racists think of you, and you just care about how you feel and, like, how you were presented. Then I think that's what's important, and that's what I came to learn, and I was proud of what my culture was about and how my culture is compared to always like suppressing the idea of trying to show it to everyone.
Music, like what's your top 3?
I guess bands, like, do you mean just like artists?
Yeah.
Okay, Frank Ocean, Mac DeMarco, I guess, and Brent Faiyaz.
Yeah.
My top 3 artists, yeah.
Is there anything else like you're into in high school right now?
I play tennis. I'm on the top of the JV lineup, but hopefully next year I'll make varsity. I practice a lot. I love to play. I'm also on student council. I'm treasurer. There's 4 of us, the treasurer, the president, the vice president, and the secretary. I'm also in environmental club. We just recently did a tree planting initiative in the month of April, where we planted trees around town. I was a part of mock trial. I am a part of mock trial at my school. Those are some of the activities and clubs I'm in. Some advice I have is to just constantly stay educated. I think it's really important to know about what's going on rather than just saying like it's like not important to you right now, because it's always important to know what's to know, and to have like, by knowing what's going on and learning about different issues and gaining opinions, you have a wider stance in life, you know what's going on better, and when you have conversations, they'll just be that much more interesting, and you can share your perspective on things that some people might not have known. And I think that's really important right now, especially with like mainstream media and things like the race topics that we have going on, especially like how COVID affects our lives. I think it's always important to know what's happening and just to stay educated. And school-wise, I think it's always important to just stay on top of your stuff and constantly pay attention, because as soon as you stop paying attention, everything's going to just fly right by you, and you're never going to know what's going to happen next. And I just think it's important to constantly try your best, and if it's not your best, you can always talk to your teachers, but if you're trying your best and you're doing your best, then you know everything you're doing is worth all the hard work you're putting in.
Love it. Thank you, Shay.